The ink dried in 1555. The man they called the prophet sealed his visions in riddles and shadows. He didn't speak of the modern world. He didn't use the name Israel. Yet he saw a fortress rising in the desert sand, an ancient holy land that would one day tremble under the crushing weight of iron, fire, and a sky that bleeds. Centuries passed. Scholars laughed. They called his quatrains the ramblings of a madman. But then the calendar turned. The year is 2026. The geopolitical chessboard has aligned in a way that is no longer a matter of interpretation. It is a mirror. Look at the map. Look at the headlines. The riddles are decoding themselves in real time. He warned of a great swarm of bees that would rise to attack in the dead of night. For 400 years, interpreters were baffled. How could a swarm of insects bring down a nation? But watch the night sky over the Levant today. The bees he saw were not born of nature. They are forged from steel and circuit boards. They hum with the terrifying synchronized drone of 1,000 unmanned aerial vehicles crossing borders in the dark. They carry explosive payloads, diving from the clouds like a plague upon the fortress in the desert. Nostradamus didn't see insects. He saw the dawn of modern drone warfare. The prophecies didn't stop at the sky. He looked to the east. He spoke of the Red Adversary, an empire of profound ancient roots that would rise to challenge the West and its desert ally. We are watching the fleets mobilize. We are watching the ultimatums turn into action. He explicitly warned of a fleet chief setting out from Carmania. Carmania is not a myth. It is the ancient forgotten name for the southern coast of Iran. He predicted that this exact commander, launching from these exact shores, would spark a clash that leaves the entire world pale with fear. The waters of the Gulf would churn, and the global arteries of trade would seize. A naval and aerial confrontation that drags superpowers from their slumber. Then he gave us the most terrifying timeline of all, the absolute breaking point. The 7-month Great War. He saw a period of relentless destruction, a cycle of retaliation where a burning torch lights up the night sky. In the 16th century, a burning torch in the heavens was a comet, a harbinger of doom. Today, in 2026, a burning torch tearing through the exosphere is a ballistic missile raining down on a populated centre. He saw the aftermath of this 7-month exchange. It wasn't just craters and ash. He wrote that the bushel of wheat will rise so high, man will eat his fellow man. It is a chilling metaphor for total systemic collapse. The choked trade routes, the dying economies, the starvation that follows when the world's oil and global shipping lanes are turned into a graveyard of steel. Nostradamus warned of a false peace preceding this storm, treaties signed with hidden daggers, diplomats smiling in the daylight, while underground silos and uranium centrifuges spin endlessly in the dark. We watched the handshakes. We believed the promises of de-escalation, but the prophet saw the deception. People still want to dismiss him. They desperately want to believe it is all a grand coincidence. They argue his 4-line poems are so vague they can mean anything you want them to mean. But stand in the reality of 2026. Look at the exact geopolitical powers he described. Look at the unprecedented aerial tactics he envisioned. Look at the specific geographic regions he pointed his finger at half a millennium ago. It stops feeling like a historical curiosity. It stops feeling like a riddle. It feels like a countdown. The ancient book is wide open. The swarm of bees is already airborne. The sky over the desert is glowing with the burning torches he promised would come to the future. The world is holding its breath, trapped in a prophecy that was written before the modern Middle East was drawn on a map.
The question is no longer whether Michael the Nostradamus was right about the Great War of 2026. The true question is what he said happens when those 7 months are over.